Hello everyone and welcome to another development update for Shadow Heroes Vengeance in Flames, where you get the behind the scenes access to all the things we're currently working on the game. So, we've been working quite a bit on Kickstarter. We've got everything up there, submitted, and good to go. We're just waiting on Kickstarter themselves to get back and say, yeah, you're approved. You can release whenever you want now. Just click the button and you're good to go. But in the meantime, while we're waiting, we're also trying to make some improvements because, you can always make improvements. So, we've been working on the beginning trailer part and trying to improve it. That way you'll see more gameplay and it's kind of more scripted out a bit more. Not completely scripted out, but the idea is we're trying to tell a story with it as well. So we kind of set up a scene inside of one of the levels and kind of went from there and let people fight it out. Just kind of put in some extra props and predefine some of the armies so that way they'll start and they'll stop. But all the fighting and all the gameplay part of it is all actually still there. It's all in engine and everything. So it looks the way that it would look and it plays out the way that it would play out. So this is the type of thing that you would actually see inside of one of the campaigns. It's essentially what a campaign would be. We're just setting it up and hitting play and recording at different spots in it. So that's all we're doing. So I'm going to give you a preview of a couple of the things inside of it that we're working on. So it's taking place inside of our Sora and Pendar caves because I really like this level and it looks good. So one of the things that we worked on was our machines. So we got some army and stuff here set up as an establishing shot type of thing. But we wanted to have this machine as one of the things that the army brought in because we're going to have one side defending, one side attacking, and the attacker should have something bigger with them to kind of show, look, we're attacking, and it kind of big intimidating machines kind of make it look like some kind of forces here. So they were kind of static by themselves, so we kind of animated the glowy parts inside of it, the emissive parts, by throwing in kind of an electric texture on top of it and rotating it around to give it some kind of motion along these areas, specifically because it was kind of empty, and if it's just green it looks okay, it's there, but as soon as you get some kind of motion going across it, it brings it to life. So we really like that. The other part is on the other side, and this is the kind of runic symbol or the ancient artifact that is out to be captured. So one side is defending this, and the other side is attacking. So what happens inside the lore of the game is all of the ancient artifacts that used to be part of Hendrika before the Great Rift that happened, and all the artifacts started leaking radiation. What happened was all of these gets captured and stored inside of what's called a monastery. Now, a monastery is basically a big secure area that's guarded by people, and these are the types of things that would really leak out radiation and kind of turn everybody into an Andres. So they're all kind of captured and stored and secured for the safety of the people around them. So there's a bunch of people here that are basically trying to use it or worship it or protect it or something, and then the other people are attacking to capture it and store it away in somewhere protective so it doesn't get abused or anything. So this is created using essentially two things. One is a particle effect and one is a rock that's floating up and down and has some emissive textures and stuff on it. So the rock itself doesn't actually move. It's just kind of a material that's oscillating up and down on a sine wave. And using a world position offset, it's just kind of moving the material, essentially. So there's no actual movement on the rock itself as far as the computer's concerned, but, well, as far as the position is concerned, but the rock still moves up and down based off of the material itself. And then the big glowy particle swirl is new inside of Unreal Engine 4. It's using the new GPU sprites and vector fields. That lets us get this kind of cool swirly motion going on here. And because they're GPU sprites, they're all on the GPU. Usually what happens with sprites, for particle effects rather, usually what happens is their movement and position is completely on the CPU because they're updated all the time. But inside of Unreal Engine 4, they're all on the GPU, so it goes onto your video card, which is a lot faster in terms of the way that the RAM and the hardware itself works. It's specialized for this type of thing. So we're getting close to 5,000 or 6,000 different little sprites floating around here, and all moving on a vector field. So a vector field is like a box that says move in different directions, and it's kind of telling it to move around in all of these different areas. And that's kind of the effect that we get here, is we get this cool looking swirly magical effect. And yeah, that's where we stand right now. This is going to be 2 parts of this scene, and I don't want to show you too much more because you should be able to see the whole thing tomorrow if Kickstarter approves us. Then you'll be able to see the whole thing play out and what all the gameplay is looking like, and lots of explosions, because explosions are cool and everybody likes them. So we're making sure we include explosions in the video for sure. But yeah, that's where we stand, and hopefully if Kickstarter approves us tomorrow, you'll get to see everything else tomorrow. So until then, I'll see you guys next time.